This is ChineseHistoryForBusiness.com. A training course created by Dr. John Aden, Ph.D., and Richard Tong. The Yuan Dynasty, Part 1, from AD 1271 to AD 1368. The Yuan Dynasty lasted 97 years. Here is a map of the extent of the Yuan Dynasty in 1294. The empire or ruling dynasty of Mongolia established by Kublai Khan, leader of the Mongolian Borjigin clan. The dynasty was established by Kublai Khan, yet he placed his grandfather Genghis Khan on the imperial records as the official founder of the dynasty, as Taizu. In 1271, Kublai Khan imposed the name Great Yuan. Yuan is sometimes known as the Empire of the Great Khan or Khanate of the Great Khan. A bit of background. Genghis Khan united the Mongol and Turkic tribes of the steppes of Central Eurasia and became Great Khan in 1206. He and his successors expanded the Mongol Empire across Asia. Under the reign of Genghis's third son, Ogedei Khan, the Mongols destroyed the weakened Jin dynasty in 1234, conquering most of northern China. Mongol Khan succeeded Ogedei's son Guyuk as Great Khan in 1251. He granted his brother Kublai control over Mongol-held territories in China. Kublai depended on the cooperation of his Chinese subjects to ensure that his army received ample resources. He modeled his government on the bureaucracy of traditional Chinese dynasties and adopting the Chinese-era name of Zhongtong. Rule of Kublai Khan, the early years. Instability troubled the early years of Kublai Khan's reign. Ogedei's grandson Kaidu refused to submit to Kublai and threatened the western frontier of Kublai's domain. Kublai's government after 1262 was a compromise between preserving Mongol interests in China and satisfying the demands of his Chinese subjects. Founding the dynasty. Kublai Khan promoted commercial, scientific, and cultural growth. The adoption of a dynastic name legitimized Mongol rule by integrating the government into the narrative of traditional Chinese political succession. It's worth saying here that in Chinese dynastic history, as dynasties collapsed, new dynasties rose to replace them. But the Chinese did not think or conceive of this as revolutionary. They always articulated a sense that the new dynasty was merely restoring the prior dynasty to its rightful footing. And when I talk about Chinese philosophy, I'll talk about the mandate or will of heaven and how this functioned as a Jesuit concept that was applied to China inaccurately. So be on the lookout for that in my videos on Chinese philosophy. Mongol rule was cosmopolitan under Kublai Khan. He welcomed foreign visitors to his court, such as the Venetian merchant Marco Polo, who wrote the most influential European account of Yuan China. There is an amazing Netflix series, Marco Polo, that really gives a visual and artistic and cultural sense of the Yuan dynasty, with Kublai Khan being played by Benedict Wong. It's really a powerful performance. Military conquests and campaigns. After strengthening his government in northern China, Kublai pursued an expansionist policy in line with the tradition of Mongol and Chinese imperialism. Traditionally, the Chinese saw themselves as the center of the universe and the known world, and they expected all nations and peoples to come to the emperor and pay tribute. The conquest of the Sung dynasty reunited northern and southern China for the first time in 300 years. And it took a particular feat of military prowess to accomplish this. In the process of the Mongols' invasion of China proper, many Han Chinese were enslaved by Mongol rulers. The Yuan dynasty created a Han army out of defected Jin dynasty troops and an army of defected Sung dynasty troops called the newly submitted army. Kublai's government faced financial difficulties after 1279, however. Wars and construction projects had drained the Mongol treasury. Efforts to raise and collect tax revenues were plagued by corruption and political scandals. Internal strife threatened Kublai within his empire as well. Kublai Khan suppressed rebellions challenging his rule in Tibet and the northeast. Successors after Kublai: Temur Khan. Zinjin's third son, with the support of his mother Kokajin and the minister Bayan, succeeded the throne and ruled as Temur Khan, or Emperor Chongzong, from 1294 to 1307. Temur Khan decided to maintain and continue much of the work begun by his grandfather. However, the corruption in the Yuan dynasty began during the reign of Temur Khan, as best scholars can determine. This has been Chinese History for Business, a training course created by Dr. John Aiden, PhD, and Richard Tong. See you in the next video, where we talk more about the Yuan or Mongol dynasty.